Erotica, romance. I want to put you in a trance. Welcome to episode 5, everybody. We made it. To this episode will be about Erotica, the legendary album. This is one of my favorite albums of Madonna's, and I am so excited to talk about it. Yay! So if you don't know already, this is Pop Palace. I'm your host, Jack. And at Pop Palace, we celebrate iconic women in pop music history. Let's get started. Erotica is Madonna's 5th studio album. This album is released by Maverick and Sire Records, and it came out simultaneously with her first book, Sex. Sex is a coffee table book that contained explicit photographs of the singer, as well as her with her dancers and various models. This book changed the world. This changed Madonna's trajectory in the world. It was just nude pictures, but they were artfully crafted, and it wasn't anything really crazy. But you know how people are. They freaked out over this book, but Madonna fans loved it, and it's still very coveted today. I got one of the books, actually. I ended up buying the Japanese version because it ended up being significantly cheaper, but it's one of the coolest books I've ever seen. It's got a metallic cover, not just like shiny metallic, like it's a full metal plate with metal binding, and it just really shows Madonna in this new erotica era. This album marked Madonna's debut under her multimedia entertainment company Maverick. So Maverick was Madonna's new label she created that she would do all of her multimedia projects under. So this included her movies, films, doing music videos, production on her shows, everything like that. So the record was produced by Madonna, Shep Pettibone, and Andrew Betts. They incorporated a mix of pop, dance pop, hip hop, and deep house R&B. The development of Erotica began in mid-1991 when Shep Pettibone sent Madonna a 3-track demo. Impressed by the demo, Madonna collaborated with Pettibone and Betts in New York City. So I find this really interesting that Shep Pettibone sent Madonna a demo and Madonna chose to work with him. I feel like in the past we have seen Madonna handpick people herself to work on a project, and this time somebody else sent her a demo and she wanted to work with them. Still very much she's in control and it's her prerogative like always, but I just find it different compared to the past 4 albums that we've gone through. Madonna collaborated with Pettibone and Betts in New York City. They worked on the album sporadically as Madonna balanced recording with other ventures like filming and book production. So the sessions were marked by experimentation and a quest for a raw, edgy sound that would differentiate the album from her previous works. So we know Madonna is the queen of reinvention. She always has been, and this next album is going to be no different. She's still going to stick to her roots as Madonna, but she wants to differentiate herself from her other works. And she truly does in Erotica. This is something like never been put together before, never by any artist, not even Madonna. No other artist has ever created something as significant as Erotica in all of its form. Pettibone and Betts had a different production styles that brought unique elements to the album. So Pettibone's previous work with Madonna on hits like Vogue ensured a seamless collaboration. So Madonna knew him prior to him sending the demos, so she knew she could trust him and they knew how to work together seamlessly. While Betts influenced introduction a more underground, gritty vibe. So they recorded at various studios in New York, including Soundworks, Master Mix, and Clinton Recording. Erotica is noted as a concept album about sex and romance during the HIV and AIDS crisis. So if you haven't put this together already, Madonna loves gay people. Madonna loves gayness. She always supports gay people, and she always has before it was cool and way before it could help her career. Back in the 80s and 90s when it would hurt her career, she still stuck up for gay people. And a lot of people also question Madonna's sexuality herself. And part of the reason I think she hasn't made a clear definition is because she doesn't feel the need to, but she also feels like it might be distracting from helping others free their sexuality. The songs explore themes such as S&M, homophobia, and the complexities of love and desire. So, love and desire have always been a theme in Madonna's music, and I feel like this is just an album purely focused on Madonna's lyrics, and the album's overall sound represented a departure from her earlier, more dance oriented works. So she incorporated elements of hip hop, house, techno, and the new jack swing. So the title track, Erotica, it sets the tone for the rest of the album. It has provocative lyrics and seductive beats, and Madonna adopts a new persona of Mistress Dita, inspired by the German actress Dita, inviting listeners into a world of forbidden fantasies. This theme of exploring boundaries continues throughout the album, and I feel like continues throughout Madonna's career and her personal life. She always explores boundaries and pushes boundaries to the next level, so I don't find this as any surprise that she's doing this in early years too. Let's take a look at some of the standout and some of my favorite tracks on the album. So, Erotica, the opening track, it features a blend of hip hop and dance beats, and it delves into themes of submission and dominance. The song's production includes samples from Kool and the Gang's Jungle Boogie and Feruz El Yom Yulika Ala Kashaba. I'm not sure if I said the last one right. I did Google how to say that, and I did my best. Another track on the record, Deeper and Deeper. This track is a throwback to disco. We know Madonna loves disco. She's incorporated it into a lot of her career. And with its infectious groove and flamenco guitar, the lyrics really speak to the longing for deeper connections and search for identity. So, as the title explains itself, Madonna in this song is looking for a deeper love and deeper connection. It's not just about feeling satisfied with sex, it's about having connection and finding it deeper. Okay, this is my favorite track on the album, Bad Girl. It's just like so catchy. I find myself singing it all the time, even if I'm not listening to the song, I'll just be singing it. Bad girl, drunk by 6. That one, you know. So it's a poignant ballad. It describes a woman trapped in a cycle of self-destructive behavior. The song's melancholic piano and Madonna's raw vocals convey a sense of vulnerability and regret. Yet, Madonna does it in a way that makes it also feel whimsical and romanticized. Rain, the last track I'll talk about, is a more optimistic track for the album. Rain uses the metaphor of rain to symbolize renewal and hope. Its production is heartfelt. The lyrics stand out as a moment of introspection amidst the album's more provocative themes. So far as I've talked about this album in particular, we've noticed that there's a lot of introspection and a yearning for diving deeper, for deeper connections and deeper love. And I think if we've been paying attention to Madonna so far, this shouldn't be anything new that we are surprised about. Ever since she left Detroit to find her career, she's been searching and yearning for something better and something deeper. And this album is just that, an existence of that in one singular piece of media. So, upon release, Erotica received generally favorable reviews. Critics appreciated its adventurous nature, although some felt its sexual themes overshadowed the music. And this is where I disagree with the critics. I think the sexual themes are integral to Madonna's art and craft in this album, especially in its relations to HIV and AIDS crisis during this time. I think she couldn't have made a message and made a statement about these things happening in the world without having such sexual themes. And I don't know if people would even pay as much attention to it without that. So the album peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard 200 and achieved international success. So, topping the charts in Australia, Finland, and France. It was certified double platinum by RIA and has sold over 6 million copies worldwide. So, reviewers praised Madonna's boldness in tackling taboo subjects. Stephen Thomas Erlewine from AllMusic called it ambitious album that contains some of Madonna's best and most accomplished music. However, we know some of the reviews were not as glowing because people found the explicit content distracted from the music quality once again. But we disagree and we move on. Erotica produced 6 singles, including the title track Erotica, Deeper and Deeper, Bad Girl, Fever, Rain, and Bye Bye Baby. The lead single, Erotica, received positive reviews, and it reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Even despite the controversy surrounding its explicit content, the album's singles performed well, with several reaching the top 10 worldwide charts. So, people complained and people had problems with its sexual nature, yet it's still topping the charts. That means it really resonated with enough people that it does matter. So, the music videos for these singles got a lot of attention. The video for Erotica, directed by Fabian Baron, featured Madonna in various provocative scenarios, pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable on the mainstream. MTV restricted airplay due to explicit content. Whatever. Get over it, y'all. I swear if it was a man being provocative on stage, they would just put it on the evening news and make it a headline in a good way. So, Madonna supported Erotica with the Girly Show World Tour in 1993. So, the tour visited Europe, the Americas, Australia, and Asia. The tour was both critically acclaimed and commercially successful, grossing over $70 million from 39 concerts. Yet, more controversially due to its sexual nature, the Girly Show was a spectacle of theatrics, dance, and music, with Madonna pushing the envelopes in terms of stage production and performance art. Like we've seen before, Madonna shows are a multimedia theatrical spectacular, as she says. So this next tour is going to be no different. Highlights of the tour included her entrance as a dominatrix in a cabaret-style rendition of Like a Virgin. I would have died to be at this tour. It looks so iconic. The outfits are so cool. If you are to look at anything from this album, look up the Girly Show tour. She had a lot of these like cool masks on. She really is empowered in her sexuality and in her being a woman. And it's great. It's amazing to see. Over the years, Erotica has retrospectively considered one of Madonna's most important albums because of its bold exploration of female sexuality and themes of love, desire, and has influenced many contemporary female artists like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and Janet Jackson. The album has been recognized as a revolutionary work of art by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, highlighting Madonna's fearless approach to music and societal norms. So, you see how retrospectively everyone does end up being on Madonna's side, but in the now, she's before everyone and before her time. I just love her so much for that. She's always ahead of the standard. Erotica also played a crucial role in changing the public's perception of sex and sexuality in pop culture. So it challenged taboos of its time and opened up conversations about safe sex, particularly during the AIDS pandemic. Most people during the HIV and AIDS pandemic, if they weren't gay, then they weren't going to talk about it. And they weren't going to do anything about it or promote, much less talk about gay people. And Madonna's talking about gay people and talking about sex and gay sex. How can you be more controversial in the time than that? Erotica was a bold statement during the time when society was grappling with issues like AIDS and evolving attitudes towards sex. But Madonna's unapologetic embrace of her sexuality and her advocacy for safe sex and AIDS awareness had a profound impact in pop culture and music industry. This is another reason I'm forever grateful for Madonna. She's always stood up for gay people. Even in current times, she still stands up for gay people. And I love her for that. And she has truly saved lives. So, as we wrap up, this was one of my favorite episodes yet to record. And I'm so happy that you guys are here and you guys are enjoying it. If you really liked it, please rate it 5 stars on whatever streaming service you're on. And I highly recommend that you search the Girly Show Tour and watch some of those videos. They're really cool. The outfits are incredible. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.